If you're a Destiny fan, I'm pretty sure after you read the State of Destiny 2021, The Road to the Witch Queen, I'm pretty sure you're very pleased or very, very happy in general of what Bungie has stated in this article. I will link this article in the description down below, but I want to share my thoughts in this video on everything that they basically talk about. So, let's get right into it. The first thing that they talk about is the Witch Queen release date, Lightfall, and just what they plan on doing down the road. And for starters, I will be open. I am very hyped with the Witch Queen expansion. Even though there's nothing there, there's no big, here's what's in it and stuff. I've been super excited about this, and I feel like a lot of other people have a lot of expectations on this expansion being very, very good, mainly because Savathûn has been hinted for a very long time. I mean, it's been in the game since the beginning of Destiny 2, and I'm pretty sure it's been hinted in Destiny 1 somewhere as well. But it's been thrown in our face more and more as time goes on inside of Destiny 2, and we're finally going to be confronting Savathûn and her army, and I am so excited. But with that excitement, puts a lot of stress on Bungie on this release, because obviously they got to fulfill that excitement, I'm sure, and with them teasing Savathûn for this long, I'm pretty sure they know that people have high expectations. With this being said, it was really, really cool of them to be transparent to tell us that basically Witch Queen will be delayed till 2021, early 2021. That means that probably will not be coming out in the fall of 2021. We'll have it released probably like January, maybe spring, like late winter, early spring, around there, I'm pretty sure. Maybe like February or March. We'll see. But regardless, very good on Bungie. I mean, they're not focusing on holiday sales with this expansion. They're focusing on the health of their employees, which is MVP status at this point, sadly, because a lot of other companies just focus profits and releasing their game no matter what the state it is, and they don't care what they do to their employees, making them work tons and tons of hours no matter what. It's garbage. I hate that part of the gaming industry, so it's very, very cool of Bungie to be focusing more on just taking it easy and getting this out when it's ready and not rushing it. So good on them. I'm very, very proud of them for making this statement, and I'm perfectly fine with it. They even said that they plan on having some season beforehand, so don't worry, we'll probably have some content to mess with before Savathûn's expansion is released. Now, on top of that, they talked about how they plan on doing the same thing for Lightfall, and the coolest thing, which I even said, was I'm pretty sure Destiny is not done with. Everyone was freaking out and saying that, oh, Destiny's over with after Lightfall. Bungie's independent now. They need to ensure that they have multiple IPs and have them be successful as well. I don't think they're just gonna drop Destiny's whole entire universe when it's this well. That doesn't mean that that's the only thing they're focusing, which they've made that clear, but I'm pretty sure that they will continue to do Destiny stuff, whether they do a Destiny 3 or just continue with Destiny 2 or something. Maybe they could just call a game just Destiny Universe or something. And it's just a bunch of stuff. I don't know. But the main point is that they said that the Light and Darkness saga will end after Lightfall. I think they said after the season after Lightfall, and then it will move forward to whatever we have next, which is so intriguing. I want to know, but we gotta wait, obviously. Now comes the big one I'm pretty sure a lot of you want me to talk about because I made many, many videos about sunsetting. Well, sunsetting got sunset. Yeah, that happened. So that is good news, but I also have my own thoughts as well on this. I may make a big video talking about sunsetting in a different video, but excuse me. Yeah, sunsetting is making me gassy. The first thing is with sunsetting being sunset is this relieves a lot of problems. I mean, let's be honest, Bungie's execution of sunsetting was way too rushed, it felt like, and there wasn't really much of a game plan regardless. They shouldn't be doing sunsetting unless it's something that they are confident with right from the get-go. The problem was, is sunsetting limited the weapon pool so much that it made it very difficult to use certain weapons for specifically like Nightfalls and their champions inside of the Nightfalls. Like, you don't have an arc hand cannon because that got sunset. Oh, you don't have a certain archetype of bow because they got sunset. Like, there's so many problems, and I said that burns on weapons would be a big problem, but because Destiny has so many different archetypes, different types of weapons, but inside those archetypes, different archetypes, that it would just be so difficult to try and replace all of them every time they get sunset with something new. With that being said, this also makes Felwinter stay. So, I mean, they did state that they're looking on nerfs, but yeah. Here's the thing, though. Sunsetting, I'm still okay with, but the execution needs to be way better. Way better. I'm not saying that sunsetting in general, the whole idea of it was bad. There's some good stuff to it, the change of the metas going forward, but again, it just didn't fit Destiny 2's just environment with champions and needing champion mods for specific types of weapons and needing certain burns on weapons to use as well against shields of enemies. Oh, you need this weapon for this experience in trials or whatever. Like, yes, so it's a mess. It is. So, as of right now, anything that has that has not been sunset will not be sunset anymore. And so, yeah, I'm sad that my Season of Dawn stuff is not useful, because I wish that they made that announcement last season, because those were fun weapons. But, I mean, they've been doing a good job of new weapons, so there's that. Here's the other problem, though, and they do talk about balancing, and that will be a big focus, is my worry is now, are they going to be very restrictive on ritual weapons again? Or perks in general? Like, we're getting some crazy perks that I feel like are on the right path, but trying to make something equal, or in this case, better, is going to be something of a risk for them, and it's going to cause a lot of balancing problems. I don't know. We'll have to see how it turns out over time. The other thing, which is another thing that I talked about when it came to sunsetting being a problem, power level. Does everyone love this season? When I'm not talking about the new weapons and stuff. That's great. I'm talking about the freaking grind. Going through 40 power levels and 10 pinnacle levels for a season is very tedious. If anything, I would have been fine with a Season of Dawn format where you just had to focus the pinnacle grind if you were already at max from previous season or expansion or whatever. This case, they're doing that. They're going to be looking into power leveling, of course, over time, but as of right now, they're going to test the whole idea of just going up 10 pinnacle levels, and that's it. Guinea pigs are also very excited, apparently. I don't know if that picked up on the mic. But the main point is no more tedious, at least to this point, no more super tedious grind when it comes to new seasons. Expansions, obviously, there'll be a big grind, but seasons, no. So, happy me. I hope happy you as well. The other thing that they talk about is PvP. Oh my gosh. They said the words. They said the letters PvP. I'm kidding. So their goal, obviously, for Crucible is looking at Stasis as a big one. And they talk about some stuff like with nerfing Behemoth, Hunter, and Warlock, making some changes. You can look at it yourself. But over time, they plan on looking at Stasis to not be as annoying inside of PvP. And, yeah, they definitely need to look at it because it is taking over the light subclasses. And with that being said, it looks like they will be looking at light subclasses as well. Just overall, balancing in PvP, they look at trials, specifically 3-peaking. Hooray! Granted, it will not be looked at, I think, until Season 15, they stated, so not next season, but regardless, thank goodness, and they plan on disabling emotes, and if you have a third-person weapon, you will not be able to bring it out if it has no ammo. So to all of you who are making sniping even worse for me, because they increased flinch regardless, you have to peek now. You want to know if I'm there? You show your gosh darn face, your beautiful freaking face, so I can snipe that beautiful face. And yeah, no more 3 peeking with your gosh darn shotguns or whatever, and just waiting for when I will come to you. No more. Thank goodness. Vault of Glass comes next season. I talked about this. I remember everyone was like, but Chibi, Vault of Glass is coming out in Season of Chosen. I'm like, no, it's not. I remember that when I was complaining about the power level being increased to 50 and having nothing to basically accommodate for that grind, a reason for that grind. And people are like, oh, but Vault of Glass. It's like, it's not ready yet. They're not going to really release it in the next new season. Well, this season right now. Maybe Season 14 or 15, and I'm actually very happy it's coming out very soon, next season. I was expecting maybe like 15, but because there was not really much talked about it. But yes, I'm so excited. I know that reissuing content, but Vault of Glass, I'm pretty sure is going to be free for all players, so shut up. If it's free, it's free. Where we're allowed to be like, well, this is ridiculous, is when you have to pay for something. And I mean, you have to. Looking at you, cosmetics. Yes, I know. The prices for cosmetics are a bit much, but still. The transmog, speaking of Eververse and microtransactions and such. Transmog, which I guess they're calling it armor synthesis or something. So, basically, Ada's coming back. Thank goodness she's not dying in the room that she's been cemented behind, because they're like, why is there like a wall here? Let's cement that wall. And she's like, I'm here, but I can't also tell them I'm here because I'm doing illegal stuff with weapons. But I guess she's coming back, and she will be the vendor tied to this amazing cosmetic system that's coming forward, and it comes next season, so very excited. Basically how this works is, I guess, don't quote me if I'm wrong, is there's going to be a material that would allow you to turn anything in your collection into an ornament that you can use on any piece of armor. This could be acquired through doing these like objectives from her vendor that would would give you a that material, or you could spend silver. Unless I missed it in the reading, they didn't say how much it would be cost in silver. Bungie, all I'm asking is these things, okay? 2 things, I believe. Number 1, don't make the challenges super tedious where you know people are not going to do it. A grand example was the weekly bounties back then for the ritual activities. If it's just, hey, go play these activities and that's it. I don't know if they stated that actually in their statement that that's how it's going to work. Again, I probably should have wrote down notes after I was done reading, but here I go. Somebody could change or explain that to me if they did it wrong, or if I did it wrong, I mean. But mainly the point is that I hope the objectives are not tedious, and number 2, that the silver is not too expensive either, because like if you're to just buy it. Those are the main 2 things when it comes to it. But regardless, I'm happy about this. Being able to turn anything that you've acquired into an ornament will be great. So thank you, Bungie. It's very nice. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about that they do talk about in this article is crossplay. So I've talked about this myself on the concern level with console and PC. I know on PC there's cheaters. So when it comes to console players, they do not want to be dealing with cheaters in PvP or anywhere in general. I mean, cheating is stupid no matter what mode. And I can understand that being very, very problematic if Bungie just turns on crossplay and you're forced to play with whatever system of players, and that's it. So they made it clear that if you're on console, you will only be playing with other console players in PvP, specifically PvP. I don't know if that also includes Gambit, because that'd be great too. Yes, there are sadly cheaters in Gambit, and yeah, that's the, yeah. The other thing is, though, if you invite somebody willingly from like a PC friends list or whatever into your fire team, then it's cross-play between console and PC when it comes to PvP. I am very excited about cross-play in general, and I've actually been all for it. The only thing is that I said in competitive environments, so PvP in any game, there should be cross-play if there's like anti-cheating stuff for PC, where we know that there's not going to be any of that. But the other one that I've openly talked about in streams, which I may talk about in a separate video, I don't know, depending on how crossplay gets announced later on. But input matchmaking is a very cool option that Bungie can look into. Basically, how this input works is that if you turn it on Halo Master Chief Collection, you will only be paired up with players that are using the same input as you. So if you're using mouse and keyboard, you only get paired up with people with mouse and keyboard. If you're using a controller, you're only paired up with people that have controller. That means they could be on PC, but they have a controller. They can't switch inputs at all throughout the game or anything. There's no way of switching it. So they're stuck with that input. But that's a cool option because I've openly said when it came to Halo MCC, which I've enjoyed playing, that mouse and keyboard gets a giant advantage over controller users, at least in some games, specifically like Halo 3 in sniping. I mean, it's like a point-and-click adventure at that point when you're using a mouse and keyboard. So me, with my my controller, would feel like I'm at a giant disadvantage. So it was very cool that they inputted that input matchmaking. So Bungie could definitely look into that, at least if they really feel like they want people to play against PC users. But again, I do feel like anti-cheat should be the biggest focus first, ensuring that the PC environment is clear of complete and utter garbage. But the other thing that I want to conclude on is just in general, I've been seeing a lot of people being very, very toxic about what Bungie is doing, and I have openly said this numerous times. Give some breathing room for Bungie. They'll be transparent, they'll let us know what they're going to be doing, and hopefully, within time, they will fix what they've done wrong. Forsaken came out like 3 years ago, or 2 years, or whatever. We were praising them then. Things have changed on their end, and I feel like for the better. They don't have as many people as they originally did for help in Destiny. So Shadowkeep and Beyond Light is a prime example of what they can do if they're by themselves, and they want to do better, and they will be. They're going to be increasing the amount of employees that they have on the field, and not only that, but their entire studio is going to blow up in size. They're going to be doing that. They said that by fall of 2022, they feel like it will be done with all that work. So they have a lot of work ahead of them. So understand that they're trying their best, and honestly, we should have a lot more optimism with this company when it comes to games. They're independent now. They have to do some good stuff and keep us happy. But yes, I've openly said that, and I've criticized, that's the thing, I criticize things that Bungie does, but sometimes people go way too far and just think that they're just being lazy, and that's it. I've never believed that they're lazy. I just genuinely feel like there are some things that just didn't fit right, and what their actions were for certain things. I've talked about them in previous videos, but in general, I've always been very optimistic of what they could do down the road, and feedback is key. And that's kind of why in future Chibi hours, I plan on also making some videos, not giving them crap, but trying to talk about some cool things that they could possibly do to make the game a lot more expansive and fun for everybody. that I feel like would be cool ideas. Just my kind of opinion kind of things. I don't really give them crap, I just kind of criticize. But I feel like some people don't know how to criticize by also being respectful. I don't know. But regardless, I am very happy about this news. I hope you are as well. Good job, Bungie. And, yeah, I'll be along the ride to see what's in store. And if you mess up Witch Queen, I'll be sad. Don't do that. If I'm sad, then that's bad. Regardless, I want to know your thoughts in the comments down below on all of this. Do you agree, disagree? Share why. And in general, I hope you have a chibi-tastic day, evening, night, wherever you are. And in general, thank you so much for listening. Chibi out.